The Party for Justice, Integration and Unity is expected to appeal to the Electoral College over the decision by the Central Election Commission. The second Diaspora Summit will cost 67 million lek, which will take place in Tirana and Lej. Over 800 people have already received an official invitation from the Prime Minister, while others will be able to register online. The representative from the Serbian list in Kosovo government, Nenad Rikalo, is dismissed from duty. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 2nd of February, 2019. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Oliver, and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. Now to the Central Election Commission. Work has now initiated with the old electoral code, although in the Assembly there is a new draft pending the majority opposition consensus. Clashes over the electoral code are nothing new as of lately. The first clash of this institution with the political forces happened at the last meeting, where members of the Electoral Commission were divided. The Party for Justice, Integration and Unity claims representation in these bodies, and according to sources, the political force is expected to appeal to the CEC in the Electoral College, triggering this body after many months of rest. The Electoral College was elected by the High Council of Justice in December of 2016, while the same troop will be engaged for the June 30th local elections. This body has not been affected by vetting since Judge Artur Malai has been in the process of re-evaluation, which he passed with success according to the Independent Qualification Commission, but has since appealed to the Special Appellate Panel. Meanwhile, Judge Jean Joni received a 2-year permit at the High Council of Justice to be dismissed from duty, but sources told Aura News that the permit allows his participation in the case of the Electoral College. Moving on now, today marks the first day that Albania's de facto Foreign Affairs Minister, Gent Sakai, held his first meeting after taking duty. Within the framework of the Romanian presidency of the Council of Ministers of the European Union, the 2-day meeting between the Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the European Union and the candidate countries was held in Bucharest. During the meeting, Sakai held several conversations with foreign diplomats, including with his Greek counterpart, Yorgos Katrougalos, who also represented his country at the additional ministerial level. According to the Greek minister, this meeting offered an extraordinary opportunity to develop a series of bilateral meetings between his counterparts from different European countries, and in this meeting they had the opportunity to communicate the main results of the reform achieved in Albania and, of course, the necessity of opening negotiations in June of this year. The enlargement process continues to be one of the central priorities of the Romanian presidency, and throughout all the meetings they have had with the European Union counterparts, they have received an extremely positive assessment for the current progress of the opening of negotiations, according to Katrougalos. In a statement to the media, Sakai expressed confidence in making a positive decision in June for the opening of negotiations, stating, "We have discussed the progression of the screening process and received an extremely positive note on the current activity of the Albanian institutions in the process of approximation of legislation, and in the end, we have also discussed the necessity for deepening political communication in the aims of opening membership negotiations in 2019. Although Prime Minister Edi Rama was sworn in on January 22nd in the post of Foreign Minister, the following day he delegated his powers to the Deputy Minister, Gent Sakai. This act by the Prime Minister sparked debate and uproar, especially between the heads of government, including President Meta. But the act itself is not unprecedented, as well as in Greece after the resignation of Kotrizias. Alexis Tsipras, the Prime Minister of our southern neighbor, also delegated his powers to his Deputy Minister. As the date for the upcoming Albanian Diaspora Summit approaches, the Albanian government has made available 67 million lek for the organization holding the second Diaspora Summit to be held on February 28th to March 2nd in Tirana and Lej. Through a letter, the State Ministry for the Diaspora invited the Albanians outside the borders to become part of the event, which comes within the 575th anniversary of the Assembly of Lej. As for the participants, the official website of the summit has created an online register where anyone can apply. Prime Minister Edi Rama, in the letter and invitation sent out to the diaspora of Albanians, has called the second summit of the Diaspora a great event and a guide to approach the challenges of the world. The first Diaspora Summit was held in November of 2016 with a participation of over 1,000 Albanians from over 40 foreign countries. Now to our next story, we bring you back to the saga playing out in the university system. After abandoning the discussions with students from Shkodër by the Minister of Education, Besa Shahini, university lecturers met with the barricaded students at the university. The latter expressed determination that they would not start teaching on February 4th after the rector's unilateral decision. On the other hand, lecturers made it clear that some of them will take measures. Students who did not attend the meeting with the Minister of Education met a group of lecturers at the University Luigi Guracucci in the late hours of Friday evening. But before the start of the meeting, there were no debates or clashes with guards, whom, on the orders of Rector Adem Bekteshi, first tried to stop the lecturers and then the media. The discussion with pedagogues revolved around the steps that student protesters intend to take, determined not to allow the starting of lessons on February 4th as announced. Professor Arben Prendi, citing the decision by his Tirana colleagues for a strike, suggesting that even in Shkodër, the academic staff plans to take action due to the rectorate's unilateral decision on the teaching process. The meeting between students and professors lasted for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and new steps in their determined boycott are underway for Monday, when the resumption of the university instruction is purportedly scheduled. The political calls from the opposition continue. The chair of the Democratic Party, Luzim Basha, repeated his call to Albanian citizens in joining the opposition on February 16th, stating that it will be a protest unlike any other. He stated, "From your participation and determination, let February 16th be the day that Albanians settle their contract with crime, settle their contract with the oligarchy, and settle their contract with Edi Rama." This is the meeting of the 16th of February. According to Basha, the country is likely to re-emerge from the crisis as it has been before, emphasizing with the Democratic Party's anti-mafia plan, every penny robbed from citizens shall return to citizens. He stated, "With our anti-mafia plan, every penny that has been robbed will be confiscated and returned to citizens. With our plan, the economy will breathe with low taxes, and with our plan, we will end the old scheme of pensions. I want to make it clear, the ruling Democratic Party will not be enough to confiscate the assets of all the officials and oligarchs who have abused your money, sweat, and effort. But we will bring them to justice. The law will punish them. It will send them to jail, and not innocent citizens fighting for their survival." Basha ended his statement by saying, "We must return to free and fair elections. The Democratic Party and the opposition have presented themselves as the political solution for the transitional government." And turning now to Kosovo, Prime Minister Ramush Haradinaj has decided to dismiss the Minister of Agriculture, Nenad Rikalo, from duty. Rikalo is known in Kosovo as one of the ministers who was elected to Parliament from the Serbian list. Haradinaj declared, "Today I have taken a decision and I have dismissed the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Rural Development, Nenad Rikalo." On Facebook, Haradinaj says that in the political engagement, he will respect everybody's commitments. Meanwhile, he has underlined that he will continue cooperation with representatives from all communities in Kosovo, including representatives of the Serbian community. In fact, the decision came at moments of tension with Belgrade, against whom Kosovo has set a 100% tariffs on goods. Rikalo is one of Haradinaj's most controversial ministers because of allegations of violence against Albanians, allegations which caused many negative reactions from political opponents. The chair of the Democratic League of Kosovo, LDK as it's abbreviated, Abdul Hoti, says that the citizen of Kosovo has previously sought to dismiss Rikalo for the violence against Albanians during the war. Hoti says that he did not dismiss Rikalo because it would have put the government at risk. The High Representative of the LDK added that Haradinaj now has another ally, and therefore he does not need Rikalo any longer. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and have a great weekend.